cheap spaghetti and like egg, you know, super cheap Chinese.
Dude, it was like $5 like peanut butter toast with sausage.
Man,
Making it work.
We made it work. We were so broke, so broke. But guess what? We have since 10 years later, 10 times our income. You know, Kenny has become, you know, the builder of Vancouver. Like, he has become an absolute legend in our market. You know, right now he has 30 projects on the go. Like, the man is just an absolute stud. And, you know, he's, what are you, not number 3 on Google in Burnaby, is it?
Number 1 for Google reviews in Burnaby, or top 3.
Wow.
But yeah. No
big deal. Dirt off the shoulder.
I got a lot of really nice people that I work for, so life's good, man.
Yeah, it's really amazing to see what you've built over the years. Kenny used to work at eBay, and now, you know, he owns PHW Homes with his father, and just absolutely killing it no matter what condition of the market is. And so Kenny, you know, again, welcome. I wanted to hear from yourself, like, introduce yourself a little bit, as well as, you know, really what you're doing to pivot in today's market right now, especially with the coronavirus. What are you able to do? What are you not able to do?
First of all, yeah, thanks so much for that amazing intro. Everyone knows John's a legend, as you guys saw from his epic yelling, like leading the troops, man. So good. And how far we've come over the last like dozen, like, man, it's been over like 12, 13 years, but it's really cool to see, John, your journey and how far you've come, man. It's really cool. So a little bit about me. Run a home building company. So single family residential, full tear down rebuilds, single family homes, laneway homes, duplexes. And been in the business about probably 11 years, 12 years now. My dad's been building about 35 plus years. And I guess what differentiates us a little bit from the market is we wanted to kind of really create that family type vibe without kind of like that crazy price tag with these larger businesses with huge overhead and stuff like that. So we came into the market when, things were really tough. People were looking for a value type product, but we decided to kind of change around the mindset of construction with making it more so client-based versus construction-based. And for the first few years when we did that, we went against the grain. We weren't the busiest, but when everything kind of like started picking up again and everyone was used to the contractor that wasn't really supporting them or helping them through their build process, there were so many builds out there that were just junk, as I'm sure you guys have seen. We were trying to create a product and create a service that no one else was providing at that time. So we came out of it later, though we kind of like struggled in the initial phases. We stuck to our guns and our values, and it really paid off. So yeah, we're doing a lot of different kind of things right now. What are we doing to pivot right now? It is a weird time, as I'm sure everyone kind of knows. There's tons of uncertainty in the community. There's tons of news out there right now. But realistically, this is kind of our new norm. This is not like, you know, Simon Sinek released a little video about these are not unprecedented times, especially for real estate agents like yourself. Like, these are not times where you guys, like, technological age came through, where realtors really had to pivot and change. When the market drops, when the market increases insanely, there's the realtors that complain about the market being tough, and there's the realtors that still continue to thrive. How do they do that? What we've been doing is, I made this up when John asked me to present, but I came up with the 5 C's that I think are really essential in times of change. So creativity, community, collaboration, consistency, and cash flow planning. So I'll talk a little bit about each of those things. Community, our creativity. It's a time where it's a very unique time where creativity will take you such a long way. In a time where everyone is kind of like stuck in the way that they're doing things and have trouble changing, the people that are able to be creative are the ones that are going to thrive. There's a spotlight effect right now for every single business especially since 95 to like 98% of people are receding. They're going into a hole. They're trying to like save and cut budgets, and like they're just kind of going to a hole and trying to find their way, versus getting creative with the things that they do, thinking about different options on how they can engage their clients and have conversations with them, hopping on these Zoom meetings. You know, it seems like a lot of people are doing them because a lot of people are posting about it, but not a lot of people are doing these type of things to really kind of like engage their community, engage their coworkers. Community. So again, we're kind of touching on the community aspect again. It's like you guys, you know, working together, thinking about different solutions, coming up with ideas, but more so on top of that, how do we engage our community? So I started a GoFundMe yesterday for masks. I'm looking for like donations right now from a supplier. I thought about it just kind of randomly over the last few days, found a supplier, saw that the need was there, talked to a few different doctors that are close friends of mine, and they're really struggling. Started a GoFundMe and really working to kind of like engage the community, have those conversations with people to get those masks out there. But it's a really great way as well for your business to kind of like touch base and talk with more people. On top of that, I actually also run a yoga fitness business as well, and we had to kind of shut our doors due to coronavirus. But the first thing we had to do was get, again, creative and engage our community. How do we engage our community? So we created online Zoom classes right away so we can engage our community. Had to pay it out of pocket because it's a franchise. They weren't wanting to do that. They weren't wanting to support us, but I really had to kind of make it happen for my staff who are struggling right now because they don't have jobs. I had to create jobs for them. I had to engage the community because no one else was going to do that for me. How do I keep my members? How do I keep my staff engaged? How do I keep my community engaged? And how do I create future potential cash flow through creating these online classes? They're free right now. But there's been so much interest that we've started to kind of like monetize it and create a system for it. Collaboration is so huge right now. So even being here, you know, thank you so much again, John, and all of you guys for allowing me to be here. But collaboration like this is how we're going to engage the audience that we need to engage, have the conversations that we need to have. When I did that GoFundMe mask thing, I've already been sent probably about I posted it last night at 7 p.m. I've got 3 contacts already with people that may want to do collaborations, people to reach out to that want to do collaborations, conversations to be had. But working together with the people around you, asking the right questions to really, like I said, asking the right questions to really work together to grow our businesses in a time when everyone else feels that they can't. Like I said, this is a really great, Georgia or Gregory, I love your background. It's amazing. But yeah, working to collaborate, working with others to really engage our community, engage your clientele. Like right now, it's a time where it's not necessarily a time to push the sale, but just really engage, see how they're doing when not many people are doing that. Consistency. So consistency in a time of uncertainty is so apparent. It's one of the, I actually talk, like I preach about John so often because this consistency is like unwavering. And times are changing, right? Times have changed. You know, you're not going into the office anymore. People are kind of like struggling with being at home, but we need to create consistency around the inconsistency of life right now. By doing that, if you're able to kind of create the consistency of a daily routine, fitness routine, how you're going to be reaching out to your clients on an everyday basis at home, things really shouldn't change much for you. Creating that consistency will really help you kind of like slingshot in a time when a lot of people have lost it. So again, I talk about the spotlight effect of everyone around us. Everyone's looking for leadership. Everyone's looking for people engaging the community. Everyone has been looking for this opportunity when everyone else has been doing kind of like the same thing generally. This is really the opportunity I feel for everyone to kind of like change around how they do things and really gain that spotlight effect of people looking at you and be like, hey, this person's doing something different in a time when people need them to. And a little bit about cash flow planning. I won't dive too deep into this, but I'm not telling you guys to just kind of throw everything into marketing and just throw everything into the community, but also be smart about it. Like, start looking at things that you may not have had to look out before. Start looking at things from a perspective of like, what if we're doing this for another 6 months to a year? And how can I kind of sustain my business in a way that makes sense? And what do I need to do to sustain my business? Like, a lot of people are looking at this from a 2 week to 1 month perspective, but realistically, if you look at your business from a 6 month to 1 year perspective and make adjustments for 1 year, when you come out of this, if it is really 1 month, you're going to be thriving for the next year because you planned for a 1 year shutdown, prepared your business, made it essentially recession proof. For next time that comes up, like I talked to John about this yesterday, this is we get a rare opportunity for a practice one right now. This is like, I think this is the future of business, like online, digital. A lot of these conversations will be happening, potentials for different kind of like shutdowns and different ways to do businesses. Very rarely do we have an opportunity where it's a short stint of what's to come in the future. 3 to 6 months or a year practice run on how to develop your business in a way that makes sense for the online age, before it actually hits in a way where it's going to be full out change, and you're catching up and you're trying to basically develop your business in a way when everyone else is forced to do the same thing. Right now, everyone's not doing it. So this is our opportunity, I feel, as we're meeting on Zoom right now, to really kind of discuss ways to strategize and ways to be smarter with how we do business, right? So, yeah, that's my 5 C's that I made up, just to kind of have this conversation. But I really believe this is a very unique opportunity, to do all of those things and really separate ourselves within a time of struggle for most people. So.
Yeah, and thank you for the 5 C's, and what I hear you say within all those 5 C's is actually contribution, right? And
Yeah.
it's all, the collaboration, the creativity, it all comes back to contribution. What you did last night, I mean, it went viral, right? And you're engaging the community, and everybody wants to hear positive news, and it's all about giving back. You're not out there to try to get the next sale, to get the next client to go build with you. It's just straight out of you wanting to contribute. And that's like so consistent with, our culture at EXP. And I just wanted to note that as well. And you're definitely right. You know what, this is the new normal. This
100%,
is the new normal. Like, stop thinking about, when are things going to go back to normal? I'm going to meet you when things go back to normal. I'm going to do this when things go back to normal. Guys, this is the new normal. Get used to it and thrive within it. So then when we actually come out of it, you're going to be hitting the ground running. Right. So, that's why I feel like it's so important to, like you said, to keep the consistency. I tell my team, my group all the time, it's like, okay, I'm doubling up on the consistency right now. We're still waking up at the same time. We're still eating at the same time. We're doing everything the same, if not even with more consistency, because the world is in such chaos right now, and more people are creating the fear, the panic. So we have to stay strong here. So actually, maybe talk a little bit about that, Kenny. How are you keeping this strong up here for yourself?
Man, it comes around, like, what really personally for myself is I think the number one thing is to identify like what really gets you going. Like, for me, engaging the community, giving back, it really, like, it just makes me so excited. And just as a result of that, like, by chance and thankfully, like, it really allows you to kind of engage the people, have the conversations, build your network. Like, the trickle effect of perception for your business when you do those things is amazing. But like, that actually lights me up, being able to support other people, putting in the time, putting the effort to identify needs within the community right now. That I don't think it's a time where people are like, oh, it's going to be short, so I don't want to do that. Like, what if people say these specific things? It's the time to engage. It's the time to just do it. Like, don't hit this analysis paralysis realm where you can so easily get stuck. And this is a short-term thing where it's going to go back to it. It's all going to be the normal, but everyone that's going to thrive is the ones that prepare for it being long-term, because there's no negative to that preparation aspect. And there's the time that we have the time right now by being able to do these Zoom meetings. We're able to do quick pops with our clientele. We're able to follow up without losing the time of driving around and meeting people in person. Like, use that time aspect that you lost by meeting them, and re-engage the community. Like, block out that specific time. Like, time blocking is such a godsend right now, specifically for me, and just identifying that specific time. And like, I think the number one thing on top of that too is just staying disciplined. Like, working from home for, I think a lot of people, maybe like, again, you guys do a lot of digital marketing, or you guys work from home a lot through computers and Zoom meetings and stuff like that. So you guys, I think, are really, really prepared and set up for this specific situation. But not having the ability to really kind of go out there and meet with clients that need to meet, to get out there. And some people just love being in the office and sitting and engaging with community. How do you kind of pivot from that, and how do you change will really kind of differentiate you from everyone else at this time, right? So
yeah, somebody just said, you know, EXP, we were actually built for this. We were so ready. I mean, our founder, Glenn Sanford, built this company during the downturn when it was at its bottom. And he thought of this company as, you know, how can we make it recession proof? And the time has come, and the time is now. And you know, we're already at EXP, and just so grateful, and totally consistent with our culture. I wanted to touch a little bit about, you know, when I hear you speak, and you know, all you talk about is opportunity. That word keeps coming up, right? And so what are the opportunities right now for us, as you know, in any industry? You know, right now we're talking real estate agents, but what's the opportunity, and what's really the silver lining that you see in this situation right now for us, all of us?
I touched on this a little bit already, but it's like I said, when we talk about the opportunity, it's a time when there's fear. It's a time when there's change. It's a time where we can identify different things that are happening in the market right now that not a lot of people are actioning on. Like, when I say opportunity, and I talked about opportunity, spotlight effect, like, I really, really feel that a lot of people are acting based off of fear right now. They're acting based off of fear and the thought that, you know, like, I can't go outside, I don't want to be talking with people, I don't want to be meeting with people, and that leads them to making decisions within their business as well, with a fear-based kind of mindset where, like, what if I don't have money? What if I don't have this? They're not taking the action steps that are needed to really support the people that are within their sphere. Like, right now, like, you know, there's a lot of people not having these specific Zoom meetings. There's not a lot of people just taking a little bit of time to reach out to people, being like, hey, just wanted to check in to see how your family is doing. There's not a lot of people doing are setting up systems in place where they can kind of do a consistent engagement of their community and really reaching out. There's not a lot of people that are engaging the community and working together with their community to really help people in need right now. There's not a lot of people that are, and again, like, there's people that you see it online, but there's still not a lot of people doing it. Like, I thought I was really slow when I saw that mask thing. And I know, like, both of our good friends, Leon, he's doing the 3D printing for the mask, which is amazing, but it doesn't mean that I can't help as well. Right? Like, it's so easy to feel like you might be overshadowed with something, but engagement is engagement, effort is effort. And I think that there's whatever we try to do to kind of engage the community in some way will have an exponential benefit in a time where it's almost like Christmas time came early. You know, everyone's suddenly doing food banks and like, are trying to do different things. But in this time, so many people are in need, but not a lot of people are engaging. Okay. So I see such a unique space within business to, like I said, the C's, like community engagement, collaboration. Those two things would really, like, allow you to get the attention that I think a lot of people were looking for. Like, small businesses, especially realtors, you're saturated in a market where everyone's uncle's cat's dog is a realtor. Right. Like, right now though, is what are a lot of realtors doing? A lot of them aren't engaging. A lot of them are just kind of like disappearing and just kind of complaining that like, oh, like no one wants to buy right now, like, and just complaining about it. Like that's the difference, is that when I talk to realtors like John, like I don't think that I've ever heard John say, oh, like I don't think I've ever heard him complain that the market, like it's just a matter of being creative and being consistent. And you will always get the results in the end by having that specific mindset versus kind of just receding. So
it's a huge opportunity right now, and then definitely, and I appreciate what you're saying as well. You brought up the word attention. I heard somewhere today that the attention is the new currency, right? And especially during this time, what else is there? You got to get the attention, and what else can you do? It's collaborate, it's community, it's being creative, right? Just like what you said. So
100%, man. And like that's the it's beautiful how engaging with the community and collaboration right now, it gives you that attention, and that's like a supplement to the good feeling that you get by being able to help others. You know what I mean? Like the number one, help, engage, collaborate. Like the byproduct is growing your business and being able to make more money in the future. Like what an amazing opportunity, right? Like especially with the attention aspect that everyone's giving right now. Get a PR or get someone to kind of really help you out with that, because I have someone that, you know, I'm writing an article today for Vancouver Magazine for like contractors at home. You know, for the mask thing, I got reached out by, like, after I posted that, she reached out to me and be like, hey, you know, CBC might be interested in your story. Do you want to get like, I'm going to write a press release for that one specifically. Like what are, like, again, like there's so many opportunities right now, and people, like, you know, online is like they're looking for engagement stories. They're looking for community engagement stories, collaboration stories. Who are you working with, right? Like there's another realtor that did this. They collaborated with like a food delivery company to like deliver food to different people. Like what can you do? What can you do to be creative to engage the community and support them? And again, like the byproduct is something amazing for your business, right? So
yeah, it has to come from contribution, not with the agenda of trying to get a sale or whatnot. Thank you. Thanks again. Right now, I want to open up a little bit to see who asked questions, but let's take some shares. Like, what are you guys discovering out of this conversation right now? Who's got a share or a question? Anybody? No?
I think that look at your business as if this shutdown is going to be 6 to 12 months. That was a big one. So we can, you know, that's it. If this doesn't last for 6 to 12 months, we can run out the gate faster.
Great
more
discovery.
recession proof.
I discovered that too. That's awesome.
Much more recession proof. It's important to make our business recession proof.
Well, you're with the right company, Jack. So you're good.
Yep.
Who else?
I'll go. I mean, the biggest thing for me has been mindset. If I can keep my mindset on point and strong through all of this, and only, like John, you've talked about this before, right? About emotions, narrowing the lines, keeping the lines nice and tight emotionally, so you're not like all over the place. So this is a time to really tighten up the mindset, tighten up your emotions, and just, you know, keep doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, that's so true. And I see Kenny every time. This is why, like, you guys need to hang out with people that are doing things at a higher level. That's why I want to hang out with Kenny, right? Every time I see Kenny, no matter what's happening in the market, like, he's just so calm, cool, and collected, right? You know, he's not panicking, you know. So you need to hang out with people that are just like that, and so you become even keel, right? And I heard the other day, you know, nothing is as good as it seems. And also, nothing is ever as bad as it seems, right? It's all how we create it. So how do you want to create this going forward, right? Does that make sense, guys? All right, good. And any last questions? Questions, shares?
I can share as Cathy here.
Cathy, hey.
Yeah, you know, the experience of COVID-19, really, it's just like it's like a wake-up call for me. I value like the time. I mean, all of you guys know that we can't buy time. And when time passed, you can't get it back. So how do I become a best version of me? You know, wake it up, you know, make sure, you know, I learn as much as I can to be powerful in everything I do. Because if you don't do now, when are you going to do it? You know, and really like today, like just edit your time. Like by the time you finish the day, like, okay, you know, did I use my time wisely? Like edit it, right? Because that make a change everything in your life. Like you want to be the best version of yourself right now, you know, not the future, but it's right now, and we can't buy time back. So value your time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Love that. That's really, really cool. I actually had I had a friend that had a conversation with me last week. And she made a really kind of cool comment that stuck with me. It's like, this is like our hibernation, and we have an opportunity right now to evolve. And who do we want to be when we come out of this? Who do we want to evolve into in this moment, so that when we come out of this, we're better, we're stronger, our businesses are better. Like this is, again, like a unique opportunity. That's the buzzword of the day. To be able to have that time that we've always talked about. And again, it's one of those things where a lot of people talk about, oh, I don't have time, or I don't have these specific things. And you know what, like newsflash, a lot of the people that said those specific things still aren't doing the things that they said that they wanted to do.
Yeah.
But people like, say, for example, like I'm just using John as an example, he's always had that consistency and those things in place, so that regardless of the situation, he's still doing those things. Regardless of the situations, he's still making those contacts, regardless of the situation. And guess what? When he has more time, he just has more time to make those contacts. He has more time to do more of the things that he already does, versus trying to catch up and just doing them because now he has time, right? So.
Got it. That's so good. Well, Kenny, thank you again. Any last word of advice, of wisdom for the group before we go?
I think I spoke my piece already, guys.
Okay.
I kind of went off and said everything that was kind of on my mind, but I really, really appreciate the opportunity. If you guys need anything on my end from a construction side, I provide tons of, like, I just provide free advice, especially for realtors with regards to kind of like shopping around for lots, or any kind of like lot advice for your clients, or even construction advice. More than happy to provide any help or references, or send you guys in the right direction. So if you guys need anything on my end, let me know, reach out to John. He'll send you my contact, and we'll kind of go from there.
Sounds good, guys. Well, Kenny, again, appreciate you coming on the call today, spending your time with us and your words of wisdom. And I want to acknowledge everybody for being on the call. It really shows that, you know, you guys do care, and that you're showing up for your own success. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, guys.
All right.
Cheers.
Thank
Cheers.
you. Bye.